What up? What up? What up? Welcome back to another edition of the Bad Podcast. Brad and Dawain in here again. My brother Brad B. What we talking about today, man?
We're going to talk about farming, Dwayne, and as most of our longtime listeners and viewers know, Dwayne and myself, we have a little background in farming. So
Absolutely.
we're going to apply it to our fitness journey and our growth journey. So I got a quote here. Whatever we plant in our subconscious mind and nourish with repetition and emotion will one day become reality.
I love it, man. Let's get into it.
Hey, good job, guys. Good job. Mental battles. Mental battles.
Hey, man. E2 man for life, baby. What it look like, what it be like, what it do back in here, man. Another edition of the Bad Podcast, man. Super excited. Me and B have had a eventful morning. It'll be a week later from that, man. But we are here, man. We don't want to be anywhere else but right here for you guys, man. And speaking of you guys, man, we always like to highlight a comment under the post. And so this week's highlight is Christine McIntyre 5394. She said amazingly good stuff today. So many quotes. I had to go back and listen again so I can write them down. Thank you both. Thank you, Christina, for first taking time to leave a comment that helps us in so many ways, man. So thank you for that, and thank you for the kind words as well. B, what you want to say to Christina, man?
Christine, thank you so much, and that goes for all of our listeners and all of the viewers. We couldn't be on the stage that we're on today without all y'all. So keep pouring into our love, man.
Awesome. Yeah, man. And so speaking of which, man, we're super excited to bring you this content every week and take time to shout you guys out, man. We want to talk about some things that we're working on, man, that you may be listening and you may be interested, but we want to sell some ad spots, man. We want to see if you guys want to get your business. We'll talk about it. We'll get your business on our show. Our videos get thousands of views on YouTube, and our podcast is in the top 5% of all podcasts. So you have an opportunity to put your business in front of a whole lot of folks, man. So more details about that to come soon. But if you're interested, hit us a comment, man, so we can kind of see what's out there, man, because we are looking to get into that venture, and we would love to partner with you on that. So all right, B, now that the business is out the way, man, let's get into the topic, baby.
Now that the business is out of the way, let's get down to business.
That's right.
And I alluded to this right from the get-go. Both of us have a little bit of experience in the farming industry, and I was a corn farmer, so we did all the produce. We did corn, tomatoes, the cucumbers, all of the produce stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And farmers are an extremely rare breed. Good farmers are an extremely rare breed because we live in a world today where we want to plant a seed and we want to see that growth overnight, and that's just not how things go. So farmers are a pastime sort of thing, and farmers were an extremely patient breed. So I'm just going to use my grandfather as an example. He passed away a handful of years ago, but my grandpa was the most even-keeled guy that maybe I ever knew. Like when everything hit the fan, man. My grandpa just, he was just level-headed. I never saw him get frustrated. I never see it get discouraged or any of those things. Even when he had a bad year, and as farmers, we know you have a bad crop year. You have a bad year with your cattle. You have bad years, and we all have bad days, bad weeks, bad months, bad years. And are you able to stay the course when you have those bad days, when you have those bad months, bad years? And there's a story that I'm going to talk about, and I've been referencing it in all of my lives. All right, so this farmer goes to this mighty guru, right? And he goes to this guru. He says, "I want to be successful." And the guru hands him a seed. He says, "Okay, go plant this seed and you will be successful." And he goes, "Okay, well, I don't really know what this seed has anything to do with success." He goes, "Make sure the soil is right. Make
Mm.
sure the air is right. Make sure the environment is right, and make sure that every single day you pour into the seed, you water it, you tend it, everything. You have to make sure that everything is perfect. Okay. But you can't take days off. You can't take weeks off. You can't take months off. You can't take years off. So, okay, farmer takes the seed, he puts it in the
Mm-hmm.
ground, he makes sure the dirt's just right. The air around it is just right. Everything is just right for this seed. So a year passes and he goes back to the guru. He says, I haven't seen any change. He goes, give it one more year. So 2 years passes. He does all the right things. He goes back to the guru. He says, I still don't see any change occurring. There's nothing happening. Years 3 and years 4.
Mm.
4 years go by, still no change. So he goes back to the guru. He says, listen, I'm rolling up on this 5th year and still I see absolutely nothing. And the guru says, how about this? You have one more day and that will hit the 5-year mark. He says, give me one more day. And if you don't see anything, I'll give you all your money back.
Okay.
What happened, pal? Did something
Oh,
happen?
you froze up a little bit. Yeah. You're back though. Go ahead.
Good. And I got to catch up where I was. He says, give me one more day. All right. And if nothing happens in that one day, nothing sprouts in that one day, all right, I'll give you your money back and I'll say that everything that I had preached was wrong. So he gives it that one more day. Finally, through the soil, up pops a little sprout, little green sprout, right? So he goes back to the guru. He says, hey, I finally got a green sprout. I finally got some action here. We got some traction here. We're going to see something now. He says, yeah. He says, but why is this going to make me successful? He says, how about this? Give me 6 more weeks. And if you don't find out the necessary tools and resources to be successful, I'll give you your money back and I'll tell you everything that I said was wrong. So we gave it 6 weeks. And in that 6-week period, that sprout turned into an 80-foot, 80 foot, they call it the giant bamboo, the giant Japanese bamboo tree. We've heard this story. Now, from an outsider's perspective, they see that 6 weeks, right? Everybody on the outside had judged me along that 5-year period. But now that they see that growth in that 6 weeks, they think it took 6 weeks to grow from that sprout to that 80-foot tree. Wrong. I know that below the surface, I know that there is change occurring that entire 5 years. Now that I have waited 5 years and 6 weeks, now I understand what it takes to be successful. So the guru was right. What does it take? Patience, blocking out all that external noise. Everybody told me that I was a fool because I planted that seed and I tended that seed for 5 years and 6 weeks. But now I have the 80-foot giant Japanese bamboo tree. Everybody wants one of those suckers, but they can't have it without patience. And I think patience is that universal key to success. That's a long story, but
wow.
we apply that. We apply that to all areas of our life. Change is occurring if you're making sure the soil is right, if you're making sure the water is being poured into the seed, if you make sure the environment is just right. Now, all those things that you pour into that seed, into your subconscious, right? Like the quote said, success is going to follow. Your time is coming.
Right. Wow. First of all, man, that's a great story. and I'm not sure that I heard it before, but definitely the principle definitely applies, and like you mentioned, but both having the farm background and, we were, we didn't do the produce as much. So we had the corn, we had the peppers and the squash, but we also did tobacco. Tobacco was probably our leading thing that we did in the Carolinas. And so, it kind of reminds you of the tobacco, man, because it's a tricky thing to tend to, when you put it out there. With everything, there's a time period where, you're tending it, you're watering it, you're planting it, you plant it, you tend it, water it, and all of that stuff, man. And, you have to have that patience for it to grow. But what I really like about the story is how, like you said, people see the 8-foot bamboo, man, and even in our lives, people see things that we do, things that we've accomplished, things that has happened, and they see that, but they don't see all the time before. They don't. I think about me actually being able to do this podcast, man, and just be a dream come true, for a living. But the bamboo tree didn't pop up, a year ago, because we celebrate my 1 year. There was a lot of years of me learning the craft and trying to figure out things and downloading software and like getting, it's a lot of underground work, man, that goes into it. And a lot of times people don't see that part, and all they want is the end result. And it's super important, man, especially to our listeners, man, that you understand that it's a process, man. We talk about trusting the process all the time. We talk about being patient and grinding, because there's one thing to be patient, but if you're not working in the process, it's wasted, man. It's wasted time. So man, just a lot of really good nuggets and things in that story, man. I hadn't caught you live this week, man, so I'm glad I got to catch up on it here. So for listeners, I hadn't heard the story, so I was literally like on the edge of my seat too, like 4 years, like what's going on, so that was really cool, man, for sure.
Yeah, and the Japanese bamboo tree it kind of signifies what our journey is, so like if you go say 5 weeks, which we are in the 5th week now, so we'll be in week 6, as people so like if you're somebody that doesn't see anything in the mirror, you don't see anything on the scale, guess what? Things are actually occurring now. You are developing and strengthening that resilience and that fortitude and all those traits that you need to be ultimate successful. All of that is happening below the surface, and that's a tricky thing, because you and I and everybody knows that we want a product that we can hold, we can physically touch, right? And because we're pouring into our growth, we're pouring into our fitness, and we're not seeing the results that we came here for, we sort of give up. And the reason being is because we can't physically see change. Change is the occurring. We call it the unseen, right? It's happening. It's happening. We're developing and sharpening the tools that we need to grow the 80-foot bamboo tree to lose the weight. But again, people see the people that are successful in E2M. People see people that are successful in life, and they think, "Oh, that only took 6 weeks." Wrong. And I've had people come at me before, not come at me, but come to me and say, "Hey, how did you become a personal trainer?" I said, "I've been personal training my entire adulthood. Like I didn't just pick this up overnight. I've been coaching kids since I was 20 years old. I've been doing this for 15 years. I didn't just wake up one day and decide that, oh, I think I'll be a personal trainer today. I mean, I did, but that was long before I became an E2M personal trainer, but people see, oh, Brad's on E2M now. Brad is the one of the personal trainers for E2M now. He was offered this great gig, and he didn't have to work for that position. I've been working for this position my entire life, just like you with the podcast. Your entire life, you put in those, you water, you make sure the soil, the environment's all right. The temperature in the air is all right. But again, man, we all want that product. We want that produce, right? But we don't want to plant the seed and tend to our crops. We just want to. Man, you ever seen the movie Field of Dreams?
Oh yeah.
You ever seen the movie Kevin Costner? Man, classic, right? And one of the famous lines in there: "If you build it, he will come." Right? Yep. And everybody in town, what they call Ray? Man, Ray, you're a fool. Man, you're busting up all your crop to build a baseball field. You are a fool. But he had a dream. He had the vision, man. He was standing in his porch the one day, looks out, he sees some dude in a white baseball jersey with a white baseball cap, and he saw the vision. He had the vision. That's what we need to always have in the back of our minds, is that vision. What did you come here for? What did you want to achieve? Pursue that dream at all costs. It might take some time. Few are willing to wait it out.
Yeah.
I put in the reps, I don't see anything. We've said this many of times. I go to the gym, I come home, I look in the mirror, I see nothing. Well, guess what? You're not going to see any change day by day by day by day. You're not going to see change. I can almost promise you.
Right.
But if you have those pictures, and you look on day one, and then
Mm-hmm.
on week 6, and then on week 8, you're going to see change. But what's happening right along with that physical change is, man, that mental fortitude, that mental strength is being developed, and it's blossoming right under the surface, and you don't even realize.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. So true, man. So true. And it's funny. Like I said, this is week 6. There, if you're listening, you're E2M, especially this is your first round, man. There is a such thing as a late bloomer.
Mm-hmm.
I've witnessed it with my very own eyes. Late bloomers, and man, it is something to see. And that what happens is week 7 and 8 is when they see dramatic transformation, dramatic. And I'm talking about people I know personally. First 5 to 6 weeks. I mean, 5 to 6 weeks don't really see much change, and then week 6 hit. It's almost like that bamboo tree. It's like just overnight, just stuff just start happening, man. But it's not overnight. It's not.
Right.
You've been putting in the work. Your body is just taking time to develop and get to that point, man. So I wanted to bring that up and encourage anybody that feels a little frustrated. If you're a newgie, as we call them, and you haven't really seen the results. And then also I want to say this, B, the vision that you talked about. The vision is not limited by 8 weeks.
Right. Yep. 100%. 120%.
The vision is not limited by 8 weeks, man. And so we really have to think past 8 weeks. I know it's an 8-week challenge, but it's a lifetime, man. You got a lifetime to do this, man. So I want to put that out there as well. The vision is not 8 weeks. It goes well past it, whatever it takes for you to get there.
Yeah. The 8-week challenge is a challenge. It
That's
is
right.
supposed to be hard. It is supposed to test you on a daily basis. It's
That's
a
right.
challenge for a reason. But the 8-week challenge is all that below the surface change that we're talking about. The 8-week challenge, man, you're going to see some physical change. You're going to see the evolution happen right in front of your eyes in that 8 weeks. But that 8-week challenge is just as much mental as it is physical. And that's going to set you up for the rest of your entire life. But here's the problem. Very few are willing to continue traveling on this path that we talk about. Everybody does the 8-week challenge, but then they want to go right back to not watering the seed, not making sure the environment's right. Man, your environment, so important. We talk about this so often, man. The people that you surround yourself with. If you're the most successful person in your group, you might want to level up a little bit. If you're the most, if you have the best results out of all your buddies, all your girlfriends, whatever, it's time to level up a little bit, and what happens is we change our environment temporarily. We change our outlook temporarily. We do the 8-week challenge. We're all in for the 8-week challenge. And then we go right back to live on the coattails of what we were doing prior to the 8 weeks.
Right.
And then we get frustrated because we don't have the same results that we did in the first 8 weeks. Are you all in, or are you sort of person that has 1 foot in and 1 foot out? You got to be all in on this kind of stuff. You can't just, man, I always like to draw an image, right? And I'm an image guy. So you have this big giant ball and you're rolling it up a mountain. You're rolling it up the mountain. Every time you roll that over, that's representation of one day. You roll it over, you roll it over, and you start to get to the tippy top of the mountain. What happens is the closer you get to the apex, the harder it's going to get. But here's the problem. This is where people get lost. They go like this. That ball's not going to stay there, folks. What's going to happen is you're going to lose all the momentum that you just gained. That sucker's going back down to the base of the mountain, right?
Yep, absolutely.
And that's something that we have to remind ourselves. So this momentum that you are gaining, if you quit now, all that blood, sweat, and tears, all that hard work, all the grit, the determination, all that grind, it was for nothing. And we can't have that, man. We cannot have that.
No, man. No wasted effort. That's for sure, man.
Yeah.
That is for sure. Look, Brent's calling me. Brent, I hope you see this episode, bro. I'm recording right now.
I just got a call from him too. I'm about to come on, man. He's got to know the schedule.
Yeah, when you watch this episode, Brent, stop calling us at 10 o'clock on Wednesday.
10 o'clock slot is taken, my friend.
It's taken, brother. Yeah. It's taken. No, shout out to Brent, man. Yeah. But no, so it's funny, B. That I love that image of the ball pushing the ball uphill and all of that, man. Because it's so true. All of that hard work and and the thing about E2M and what I love is because your mental, you know, you're building the mental state, you're building the physical state. Let's say worst case, if you let off that ball and you slide back couple of notches, you already have the tools. We've given
Mhm.
you everything you need to pick back up, get that ball and start pushing again, man. And that's the beautiful thing about this program. I tell people all the time, you know, we talked about this too, you know, like you don't have to wait till Monday. Like if you're watching this right now, I mean, it is Monday today, but no matter when you're watching this, if this is Tuesday or Wednesday, hey, you don't have to wait till the following
Yeah.
week to start back, man. You can literally jump back in. We're giving you the tools, and you can see things change. And that goes for non E2Mers too, people
Yeah.
that are listening. Man, shout out to New York City and Seattle. Those are our top two cities. I don't know how
Hey.
y'all found us in Seattle. I don't know if there's any E2Mers in Seattle, but we shout out to y'all, man. I saw that on my on Apple Podcast. I was like,
Oh wow.
Seattle. How are
Hey.
they like the top city? Like I don't know, but shout out to y'all, man. Appreciate
Hey.
y'all. Y'all need to join the program so we can do a meetup in your area. But anyway, I got
Yeah.
off topic a little bit. But no matter what, man, you know, no matter what the situation is, you don't have to wait
Right.
to jump back into the game. You don't have to wait to pursue your dream. You don't have to wait to, you know, make things better. You literally can jump in right where you are, right after this podcast is over.
Mhm.
You can say, all right, we starting right now. So
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, and I like what you said there about the ball. Like it's okay to slip up, you know. And
Hmm.
I was just saying to my wife this morning, I love when I slip up, or I love when I fail, or I love when I fall short, because that tells me that I got to work a little harder, you know.
Mm,
And I love, man, I love failure because it gives me a frame of reference. Like
hmm.
it gives me a baseline. So, you know, if I can run a mile in say 8 minutes, okay, all right, challenge accepted. Next time I'm
Hmm.
going 7:55. Like
Mm,
that gives you that baseline, or that frame of reference of how much further you can go, or how much further you think you want to go, you know. And so
right. Right.
I look at failure as opportunity. I look
Yeah,
at
man.
failure as I am in control. Man,
Hmm.
I fell short. Guess what? I ain't falling short again. But a
Right.
lot of people, this is where we go wrong, because they look at failure and they look at these blemishes, or these obstacles in life as infinite, as
Mm,
permanent, you know. And you know, it's okay to get slipped up. It's okay to have doubts. It's okay to lose your way, or you know, get caught up with the hindrances of the path. But as long as you continue to keep that momentum going in a positive direction, you don't have to go a mile a day. Go 1 inch a
mm.
day, and if you add that up over 365 days, that's a long ways.
It is. Wow. That's the closer, B. You always get that is the closer, man. So anything before we get to that last segment?
Hey, I was a Seattle Mariners fan for a long time, so if anybody has
Shout
any
out.
tickets out in Seattle, I'd love to go to a Mariners game.
Make that two. I would go. I have no.
Yes, sir.
I'm not a Mariners fan. I like the hat, but
Yeah,
I would go.
yes.
That's for sure.
I think that's
All
the
right, let's
reason
get
I'm a
into.
fan.
I know, right? Let's get into the did you know.
Do you know?
All right, this one is on me. And so this week, man, this is a little personal, man. A lot of people know, you know, I have an older brother and a younger sister. But my older brother, you know, I don't talk about him much, you know, because I hate on him a little bit. And here's why. I'll tell y'all why I hate on my older brother. My older brother is 6'2", and he looks just like my dad. Those are two things I wanted. Like I wanted to be that tall and you know, wanted to like my pops, man. No,
Yeah.
but uh, but no. So the do you know? Fun fact is, although my brother is 6'2" and looked like my dad, he has never beat me in basketball, and he was actually
Hey.
the star on his team because he's a couple years older. But fun fact, man, I just thought of that
I
randomly
like that.
because we were talking about it, you know, and I said, bro, you've never beat me, you know. So
How many times have you played?
oh,
Three or
thousands.
under, man. Oh, okay.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, no. We played a lot. We,
I
you
like
know,
that.
because he hated losing like me.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. Yep. I like that.
but
I
yeah,
like
so
that.
I can go on record to say that Mr. James Warren has never beat me in basketball, and it's all over the world now.
Hey,
So
challenge accepted.
right. He probably try to come at me now, man. So, but no, man. Big shout out to him, man. I was just a random one. Like I said, we were messaging, and so I was like, man, I'm gonna put it out there in the world, man. So,
I love it. I love it. That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
Good stuff, man. So listen, man. We want to make sure you guys, first of all, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Shout out to the folks that have been putting it in the stories. I noticed that. Please keep doing that. Tagging us. Make sure you go and check out Bright Spot Engraving, so you can get your mugs and your drinkware. Also, E2M Kitchen. Make sure you get the meals. They taste delicious and eager to run. Make sure you sign up. We got a couple of events going on with that. You can find it all on the website, as well as some really cool gear. And it's will it be October by the time this launch? No,
yes. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
So October there's some exciting things. Yeah, man. So you'll see some exciting things over there as well, man. So and if you want your business featured at the end, in the middle, or at the beginning, let us know, man. We would love to partner with you, man. So all right, B, I'm out of here, man. Anything else?
No, sir.
We're good. Till next time, y'all.
Yeah.